Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Yes. Now we can hear you.
Well,
Yes.
I meant to press the mute button on my microphone and I shut off the PC, so um, that happens a lot. All right, can you guys see my screen? It should be a fairly simple one and fairly quick, honestly. There's not much to it. So we guys seeing on the weekly, the green ones are the weekly time frames, TPOs, and you guys can also look at the SVPs if you like on the weeklies and change it to be on the right side. And so let's see this way. And it'll kind of give you the same, I would say, information, right? So the POCs here at the top, value area highs at the top for last week as well, which is fairly important, right? That's indicating that we still are in control, meaning the bulls are expecting prices to go higher. If the value shifted lower, that means that they're expecting a shift in value lower, right? But that hasn't happened yet. So the way I've set up my chart is fairly simple, actually, right? So you could use, FVP, but what I wanted to do is where is basically the single prints for these 2 weeks, right? And you could merge these two, and then you could take a look at it, right? You have one here. Then for last week, if you guys remember, the 908 single print still stayed, right? So if I reset the profile here, you guys will see that last week we had these single prints at like 911, and you can mark those if you like, all the way down here to about 908 or so. And for me, it becomes fairly simple, right? Can you find acceptance above this level here, this orange or red line? And then you're going to be kind of like a traffic light, right? Up at the top, you got the bulls there in control. Here, the bears are somewhat in control just because we rejected this area. So this is kind of like a no man's land. And if they're able to reject it like they did, if you guys look at this on Friday, right, it becomes very bearish, right? And then, the worst part about this market, guys, is that a tweet can change everything for you, right? It looked pretty bearish I would say on Friday. We were approaching some key levels. And if you guys look at this on ETH, you'll see where we bounced, right? So we bounced perfectly off of the yearly VWAP. Nice here. And now they're trying to basically come here and hold in the middle section. And ultimately, the 908 would be the retest that they want to go long, unless there's a tweet that comes in. I would just treat these zones as they are, right? How would you know if the price is being accepted or rejected between these zones? This one, that one. So 1, 2, 3. How would you guys know? How would you guys tell the price is accepted or rejected?
Wait for a retest.
The volume?
Well, volume is one. First, if they're able to get inside, how long do they have to be inside before you deem that as accepted? You want 2
30 minutes?
periods. You want 60 minutes. You want 2 periods to be accepted inside. And that's acceptance of the area, right? If they go inside, next area immediately rejects, you want to be careful. You want to be looking for a short, and that's applicable for the green, red, and on the bottom here. So the 57.41, if you guys look at this, kind of just zoom out a little bit. Let me see if I can make this a tad bit friendlier. So let's see. If I zoom out like this, you guys will see that prior to the breakout, right, we had this massive gap that we partially filled, and this would be a full fill at 57.41. So if this is the value that we're accepting and we rejected this gap area, and now we're back inside ETH, that's somewhat bullish, right? They're gaining control because they're rejecting the bottom value, and I think that's exactly what happened right here. So if you guys look, here comes Sunday, right? You had that giant candle of 60 points, and now they're inside of this area. So I would say probably a 62. If they fail here, is going to be a pretty nice long again, somewhere around this area, or 55, which the single prints are. Does this make sense though? And I don't think I can make it any simpler than these green, orange, and red zone here, or value areas. Does this sit well with everyone?
Yes.
Then,
Yep, I
any,
like the
any questions? Because this is fairly simple, guys. This is the simplest we're going to get. If you find acceptance here, 908. If you find acceptance here, you're going probably to, is there levels in between? Sure, yeah. There you have, I just didn't want to add a bunch of levels on this chart. You would have a weekly VPOC here that you should be aware of, 60.25. So I would watch out for that as you arrive here. Probably tighten up your longs if you're long. And then at the same time, I just don't want to crowd this chart because I thought it was pretty cool the way it came out. Let's see. So if you do this and you look at your value areas, right? So your value area SIG1 is sitting, 1 second, is sitting right here, right? So your SIG1 is right at 76. And then the bottom one is somewhere, what is this? Is right here at about 70. So this is a pretty big area right now that they're going to revisit. 63 to 72. This is massive. And then if you guys go on ETH, let me make sure this is extended. It is. So 67 is the value area of SIG1 of the 2 weeks. So I would definitely look for opportunities to go along there. And you could definitely mark this one here, right? So if you have them saved, you could do something like this. Something like this, right? But now it just kills my chart. I thought it was nice and clean. But does that make sense? So I would expect buyers to come in here, right? If they give us a retest at these levels, let's say tomorrow at 45, that becomes a pretty good long. Does that make sense? I want the retest of the extremes. I don't want to go short at these extremes that we identified. Nor do you want to go long at this one here. And your 2-week POC is somewhere around 906, call it. Right here. Does that make sense, Paul?
Yes.
I think it's a fairly simple setup, guys, for a trade, honestly, tomorrow. This is as simple as it gets, and it looks like they're about to... Let's see. If we can close above this candle right here, right now, 72, this is a really good long, because take a look what happened last time. So now they cracked the 72, and they're going to fly. All right. From the class, I posted the PowerPoint, the PDF. So hopefully you guys have that. You can review it. The stock scan, we're going to be monitoring to see what comes up for my long-term portfolio. And if you guys decide to purchase it, right, that's your decision to do that. But I explained myself on why I'm doing some of the things that I'll be doing. Any questions for the plan for tomorrow? Is everybody on the same page? And then you can also have a more detailed approach, right? At least that's what I have here, but I don't want to. It's simple as I explained, and you guys can see also the only thing that I added here that I don't have over there is I took the fibs and look at the cluster of fibs here that are coming up. 2-week POC, of course, we got the single print 61.8, the golden pocket. It's a lot on the line here, guys. If they crack this area, there's probably a high chance we're going to You know, I would at that point take the fibs and reverse it, look for extension, something like this. I'm just gonna grab this one here. So you're looking at, 6116 as the next level. If they're able to crack this 908 zone. That makes sense? Irrelevant, I'm not looking at this to the left, but pretty high chance we're going to be tapping the all-time highs at that point. Everybody clear? Any questions from anyone? All the people are muted, free, and they're like, I don't want to talk to anyone.
Do you want me to unmute everybody?
Clear.
No, just kidding. But this is not a bad long here, guys. I would take this long if you're not long, but this is not a bad long here. And you're targeting 908 zone here, so you could be playing something. You could play this, and this is a 2-to-1. You could go below this. Right here, you can make it a 3-to-1 trade, something like this. This would be a pretty good setup, guys. Okay. Tom, did you land in Brazil? Are you back, or how long are you there? Tom,
No, I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Nice. That was
Yeah,
short.
just 3 days. Saw my mom and
Oh, that's awesome. So she's
back
doing
in
well.
Miami. Yeah, she's Alzheimer's, man. It sucks.
I can only imagine, man. That's waiting for me as well soon, I'm sure. It's not long, guys. This is not a bad long level. This is an excellent long level. Alrighty, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. I do have optometrist appointment tomorrow morning along with the rest of the crew here. So we have 5 appointments tomorrow. So I'll be gone in the morning. I'll be back for the afternoon session. We have from 9:30 till noon, basically all appointments. Alrighty, guys. Have a
Thanks,
good day.
Shorty.
And I will see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Shorty.
Thanks.